My 1999 Miata with 111,000 miles had a knocking sound that revealed itself when the engine was warmed up and revved to about 3,000 RPM. I took it to several mechanics, with the last one saying it was probably a thrust bearing and to drive the car until it broke down completely, because the cost to fix it would include a replacement engine block. Feeling I had nothing to lose, I watched numerous online videos, then with some needed help removed the engine from the car and proceeded to investigate. With the oil pan removed, I pulled on some of the piston rod connections at the crankshaft and got one of them to knock. Several connecting rod bearings had become severely worn. Cause of the wear? Probably poor maintenance. Removing the crankshaft, I was relieved to see that the thrust bearing was in good shape and the engine block had no damage. None of the bearings had spun, so there was no damage to the crankshaft, piston rod, or the engine block themselves. I replaced the thrust bearings and the bearings at the piston rod and crankshaft. Not knowing how the bearing damage started, I also replaced the oil pump to be on the safe side. The two crankshaft seals and the two camshaft seals were also replaced. The transmission came out with the engine, so it got new seals installed before everything went back into the car. When the car was originally running, it was difficult to get the transmission into reverse. The probable cause of this was revealed as a damaged pilot bearing. This would cause the transmission input shaft to be spinning in neutral and preventing the reverse gears from engaging properly. So the pilot bearing got replaced, as did the clutch throwout bearing. The leaking clutch slave cylinder was replaced, a new timing belt and water pump were installed. The flywheel got resurfaced and a new clutch plate and pressure plate assembly were bolted onto the engine. The engine and transmission were put back into the car along with a new radiator, hoses, and belts. Fresh antifreeze, engine, transmission, clutch, and power steering fluids were then put back into the car. The engine started up on the first try, demonstrating that it was grateful to get the much-needed attention. Multiple engine oil changes took place for break-in purposes, and the car was ready to roll. Many thanks to my family and friends for getting me started and helping me to finish this engine project. A tip of the hat, turn of the key, and this Miata is back on the road.